Hello and welcome. How's it going, everyone? So glad to be here. I'm waiting for myself to show up in the monitor there and see that the audio is fine. I think the audio will be okay, but we'll see. We'll see. Yes. Audio is okay, so I'm happy with it. And yes. How's it going, everyone? Nice to have you with me today. I'm starting my mate new today. I haven't drank any mate today. It's incredible. It's incredible. I usually drink some earlier, and then I save some space for the moment of the live stream to share my mate moment with you, because it's a special moment between you and I just want to enjoy it together. But yes, that's the extent of it. All right. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do today? Yeah, we're going to go through the as we always do. We're going to go through the stuff that I've been building, and see what's missing, see what we can add, all that. In the meantime, feel free to say hello in the chat. Feel free to say hello. Feel free to leave a like. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to do all that, but do it. Do it. All that. Yes. Yes. Yeah, feel free to do it, but do it. Okay. So let's go share my screen. I'll share my screen. Let's go in here and see what we've been building. Oh, by the way, I want to let you know that I'm so happy with the with how it's turning out. The stuff that I'm building with the Rogue Engine, the no-code tooling. So cool. It's turning out so cool. I'm so happy with it. It's like oh, we have Boomer today. Look at that. Beard spectating from Florida. Look at that. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Nice to have you with us, Boomer. Nice to have you with us there from humid Florida. Oh my God. So, right now, it's kind of cold here. The weather's kind of shit. So I kind of wish I were, we're in a place like a bit warmer, just a little bit more warm. It would be so nice. It would be so nice. Yeah. So I kind of envy you, right? Just a little tiny bit, just a little tiny bit. Not a whole bunch, because I love this city, but hey, just a little tiny bit. But thank you for being there, Boomer. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for writing something in the chat. That's like massive help. Yeah. So thank you, and thank you to everyone who's not writing in the chat as well. I know you'll find the courage to say hello there. But yes. Yeah. By the way, I really like how it's turning out. It's more or less looking like a Scratch sort of thing. Scratch, the programming language Scratch thing. Because I said, it looked a lot like the gdevelop thing, that I saw later on. Oh, gdevelop had a very similar approach to what I was building, but I don't like the node-based editors like that. I don't like them. I think it just turns into a whole blob of garbage, and I think it's horrible to build. But this sort of like orderly, reading it upside down, like a page like that, tells it more like story, where you have events and you have, it looks more like programming, I think, than gdevelop probably. But it's all drag and drop, and you just write down, okay, I want this to do this. You have the, if this and then this. I saw that, gdevelop has some things with the events. Everything has an event, even if it doesn't have an event. So that's always a bit weird for me. I haven't used it much. I haven't used it. I've seen it at work. I've watched people using it, And that's the part when I'm seeing like, wait, but if you just remove that part, remove that empty event thing, then you don't have an event, right? Because there's no event. But it's like you have this line where there's an event and an action, an event and an action. And I think that kind of forces things a bit. Because it's like, okay, you set up an event and things happen, right? So you kind of have to force yourself to have an event there. It's weird. Yeah, what I created is mostly like, you have your little folders there for the update and for the start and for the awake. And you have all the serialization there written down, like with all these boxes that have, the actions, what the name of the action, what it's doing, the little parameters that you can set up, and with drag and drop and all that stuff. So that's mostly what we're getting at. Hopefully, we'll have a no-code system for 1.0 that's really, really good. And I mean, I've been stress testing it a bit, just trying to create stuff there, serializations that work fairly well. And I've managed to make some stuff work, just through these serialized components. And that's really cool. So that means that the interpreter is really smart. The interpreter is really good. And the work around the interpreter will be part of the keeping rig engine updated and all that stuff. But then the UI will be, I think, obviously the crucial part, because without the UI, obviously there is no code tooling, right? It's just code. It's just serializations. So yeah, the UI will be crucial. Yeah. Okay, let's enough talk. Today we build. Today we go back to this. If you have something to say, if you want something answered, the question you need to answer, something, anything, it's right there in the chat. I'm here to help. I can always say I come here first and foremost to answer your questions. Second, I come here to what do I come here? What am I here? What am I doing here? Well, to make games, right? Well, I think that would be a third. Third is to make games. I think the first one is to answer your question. The second one is to do like a devlogs, because the devlogs are the first thing I do before I arrive. When I'm waiting for you to ask a question. And usually you ask the questions while I'm developing games, and that takes priority 100% of the time. So yeah, keep that in mind. I'm always here for you, so just ask questions whenever you need, and I'll keep coming back to the chat to answer them as soon as I see them. All right. Let's come back here. Let's start sharing the screen. Wait. Yeah, I may need to close this down. Okay, I think now it's much better, because remember I upgraded the RAM, for once, and it's really helping out, because I think 16 gigs of RAM here in the on Windows 11 with OBS was way too little. So now with 32, I think we're talking. This thing takes at most 32, so we are here with 32, and that will have to do. And yeah, it's working so much better now. I can open things around on the and even sharing the screen, it's less of a pain. All right, so let's come here. Let me close this down. Let me close as much as I can, so that we don't have all these things bothering us. All right, okay, yeah. Can I close this down? Yeah, I can close this down. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's share the screen then. Let's come here to Rogue Engine. Oh yeah, here we are, baby. Yeah, there you go. I think no, it's a bit more here. You don't need to see me that big there. No. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Alrighty. So what we were building last time, remember that we had this thing where our little minions were coming in here, right? And they were running away from the other ones. So we need ours to stay there. To turn around, face the enemies, and fight them, and the enemy minions to also turn around and fight us. So that's what we were trying to do last time, and we didn't manage to do it. So yeah, that's more or less what we're trying to do. But yeah, that's the strange part that I find, is that they are not even trying to look for the enemy. They're not running behind the enemies. But yeah, if you in case you haven't seen this before, we have like guns, we have energy towers, we have this cannon here that drops bombs, does this thing. So it's really fun. Yeah, it's missiles, not bombs. Yeah. Yes. So kind of like that. I think it's fun. It's nice, and we can have we can build some really cool stuff with this. Okay. Yeah. That's the idea is a tower defense that is going to be a tool for you to build your own tower defense. Also, many of the tooling that we're building will work for an RTS game, because these sort of tower defense games are kind of like an RTS, aren't they? So yeah, they will work for you. All right, so let's come in here and see what we're doing. So this is the minion class, the minion component, right? And here we are selecting the state of the minion, right? So when we select the state, what we do is simply say, okay, if we have some enemies, okay, and they are, close to our attack position, right? So they are, within our attack range. What's the attack range? Let's see, because maybe the attack range is way too small. Maybe no, it's okay. We have attack range is 1, so you should be okay. So if you're sitting in the attack range, we'll start attacking. Okay, this is the attack range. That's all it is. Where do you stand to attack, and how far you have to be from the enemy to start attacking, right? From the position of the enemy. That's where I'm kind of because it should be probably from the from the enemy, like from the outer side of the enemy, right? So I don't know if we should throw maybe a ray cast and try to see where the enemy is or something like that. Just maybe pick the target and see, okay, how far are we from the closest part of the enemy to us, something like that. But I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe we could use the radius. We talked about that last time. Maybe we could use the radius of the collider for that as well. Like how far are we minus the from the position minus the radius of the collider. That's a good way to put it, I think. But yes, let's do this. Let's do this then. And don't forget to all that. Leave a like. Help us out there. There's some people on YouTube today. We have some people on YouTube. Incredible. And as always, people of YouTube don't even say hello. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I appreciate people on Twitch there. Just giving it up, giving those thumbs up. Very much appreciated, mate. And sorry, well, no thumbs up. Giving the other way around. I appreciate the people on YouTube, despite not talking, giving the thumbs up, and the people on Twitch talking and saying hello. At least, because it really helps. It really helps for people to see that, hey, there's an active thing there going on. Let's see what's going on there. And YouTube kind of finds that way too. So, finds it interesting. YouTube says we should let people know that this thing's cool. So, it really helps. I really appreciate it, okay. So, where are we going with this? Yes, so this remember our friendly minion thing, right? The friendly minion is just we just created this, basically duplicating the melee minion, which we should actually just create the melee minion here, right? When we spawn it, we should spawn the melee minion and set its type to friendly. But for testing purposes, we are simply creating them with this friendly type directly, right? So we create these prefabs with the friendly type. We won't need them later, right? But this is for testing purposes. We're just trying to build a system a fighting system. That's all we want right now. So we're building a fighting system that will work for an RTS game probably too, right? So that's really cool. That's really, really cool. What other games do you think this will work for? That would be cool to know, yeah? If you have any idea what other games... That That'll be cool to know. Yeah. So, if we don't have any enemies if we're not nearby attack range of enemies, attack range is I'm standing there right to hit you, right? So it's how, being at attack distance. So if I have a gun, right, and you're my enemy, maybe I can shoot at 10 distance, right? So when I arrive at 10, I start shooting, right? That's what happens. Otherwise I move, right? There's no engage in that sense. There is just a move. Simply I will be moving towards the target, right? We could set up an engage, but it will be doing the same as move, I think. We had set up an engage first, I think, like at the very beginning, like the first time we built this, but then we thought, well, I don't think we're going to need this. Let's just see if we need it in the future. So that's something to consider. If we think that movement is getting a bit ambiguous, then we may use an engage state. Yeah, that may work. Okay. Let's see what else. So we have if we have a current waypoint, right? So if we don't have any enemies, right? So there are no enemies for us here, right? And our current waypoint is set up, right? So we have something in a current waypoint, right? We have a current waypoint, right? So say we have someone has told us to move somewhere, like in the case of the little minions that come through here, the game logic is giving them these waypoints that we have here in this list, right? The waypoints that we've added from this place here. So these waypoints, right, that are set up right here, you see, those are pre-set up there, right there, you see, and the first one is over there. So these waypoints tell them where they have to move. Now, when we give them those waypoints to these little enemies here, what we're doing actually is we're simulating the way an A-star algorithm would work to doing the pathfinding. You would do an A-star algorithm there, and you would use one of those to get the path towards the goal, to the place you want to go, right? The place you clicking with your mouse. And that's more or less what you would do. But this is not the case, right? We're just simply hard coding it because we know where they will be going. So there's no need to waste any resources on that. So for now, this is okay. We may add that in the future though, if you want. If you behave, if you leave me a like, if you subscribe, if you do all that and help me out, we may be able to do more and more stuff, and just add, all kinds of stuff to this little template game that you will be able to use, right? Because I'll just open source this and you'll be able to use it yourself. So what do you think? That would be cool, right? So okay, let's come in here and think about the issue that we have. We have a current waypoint, and okay, we're simply moving, right? When we have a waypoint, and we're saying, okay, so that's the case. It's not moving, so it's always in idle. They're always in idle state, right? These little minions of ours. But we're just gonna focus on these two for now. These two don't have any waypoints, right? Because the game logic is given the waypoints to the ones that are being spawned, not to these two, because the waypoints, they are receiving them when they're being spawned. So these two here, they are receiving the waypoints from the attack state, right? So when they are in attack, when they have enemies in range, right? And this means that let me come here and see, okay, on collision start, right? So when their body collides with something, we check if they are colliding with they have an outer range. You see, let me show you. They have this wide collider, this wide trigger collider, that when an enemy crosses through that, right, when an enemy's right through it, this will trigger, right? This little functions here on collision start, and it says, okay, if this is a sensor, right? If the other collider that they're touching is a sensor, because we don't want to touch the other enemy's sensor, right? The other enemy's a range thing, right? So we just want to touch the enemy, right? The collider. We want to collide the sensor with the enemy's inner collider. So the solid one. So if it's a sensor, we return. We go away. We don't want to do anything. Otherwise, if it's an inner collider, if it's not a sensor, we come here and say, hey, this is a minion. Well, yeah, it's a minion. Okay. If it's a minion, and the type is different than my type, so if it's not a friendly, right, in this case, for the case of the enemy, it would be if it's an enemy, right, it'll start moving. It'll say, okay, enemies push, right? So it'll push this new minion there, right? It says, okay, this is the one we have to go after, you know? So this is an enemy. And if we touch 10 of them, right, it'll push it into the enemies list there, right? So we have a bunch of little enemies there on our list of enemies to engage. And we have current waypoint index equals 0. So it says, okay, let's start from 0 now. And we say waypoint, waypoints would be, the only waypoint we need, in our case, for this at least, is the first enemy, right? So the enemy at 0, we have added an enemy, but we always want to pick the first one, right? The object 3D of the first minion, okay? This is what we want. So, and that is what we're adding as a waypoint. So it's simply, okay, I want to go to where the enemy is. That's all it's saying, right? And it's just one waypoint, basically. So what is it doing? What is it doing? When we say here, let's go into the to this thing here, right? When it starts selecting the select state, right here, it comes here and says, oh, select state, we have some enemies, right? So we have some enemies, we come here, we do that, we say, okay, it's not an attack range yet, right? So it moves, okay, comes out there and says apply state, right? Apply state. Now in apply state, it will idle, right? If it's idling, it will simply turn the idle mode on, right? It's animation idle or something. If we're in attack range, right, it will be an attack, so it will do the whole attack thing, will loop attacking, right? And if we remove mode, right, if we remove state, we will simply move forward, this thing says, right? Where are we setting the direction? Because I remember this thing. Okay, with the direction we're setting it, we say go to next waypoint. Right, we're not setting the rotation. Right, we're not setting the rotation. That's a problem, yeah. So we're saying here, okay, we come in here. Let's see why. Why are we not getting to that point? So we go to the next way. We say, okay, if we move forward, this thing says, right? This is just moving. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit, because it's just moving forward without even setting without ever setting the rotation, and it's just moving. It should also, if enemies get out of range, if you have no more enemies in range, you should also probably, I don't know if you should always be in pursuit, probably. I don't know how to say pursuit mode, probably. We don't need a pursuit mode here, right? But you would probably want a pursuit mode if it's an RTS game, where if you are a certain like range, right, the enemy has escaped from you, okay, you stop pursuing them. That could probably be one of them. I don't know if you actually stop not automatically, or if it's you that you stop them, right? In this case, we don't really need that, right? It's a very short map thing, right? If they want to go and fight the enemy, they just let them go and pursue them wherever they want. in general, they're always going to stay in one place and they're going to fight there, and one of them is going to die. So that's the whole gist of it, I think. So we're looking at the position of the enemy, but why are we getting there? Okay, let's focus on that. We're moving forward. We shouldn't do that now. I think this is one of the problems. I think we should move this down here, but we'll see. Now distance, we're checking the distance towards the distance to the origin. So where we started, right? Let's see, where are we set in the origin? Where is the origin? So origin is at where? In this point, at this point, the origin is just 0. So origin is where we started, 0. I had a really good sneeze. There you go. So oof. So got distracted, sorry. Here, applying the state, we say if we moving forward, we get the distance from origin, distance to origin. So this is distance from 0. I don't like this. I don't like this. When are we setting origin again? No, here. Sorry. Okay, so every time here we're setting the origin again there. No. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this one bit. I'm not one bit a fan of this. Yeah, this works in the case of the enemies, like the little enemies going away, like just following the waypoints like that. But this doesn't work in our case for this. No. No. Nope. No, it's never coming in here because this. I think it's because this is 0, right? So the distance from origin towards waypoint, if the distance is greater, is the distance to origin, right? If our distance to the origin, which is just 0, right, is greater equal to the distance from origin to the waypoint, right? Which in this case is 0 as well, because we're not setting it in that point at that point. You see what the problem is here? We're never really setting that. Are we telling we're telling, hey, we should change waypoints there, you know? That's crazy, right? So what we should do is we should always make our minions look at the position that they're going to go to. Probably, right? And let's see. Current waypoint, position, quaternion there. Yeah, probably. Let's do that. Let's set the rotation and let's do this. When we are moving here, right? So this is first thing, okay? So rotating on every frame, basically, just facing the enemy, because the enemy will change positions, and we need to make sure that we're always following the enemy. So that's important. Let's see if we can make that work. At least they will pursue the enemy if it works correctly in that way. Yeah, okay. Okay, so they started going towards the enemy. The problem we have there, obviously, is that, yeah, let's see, what's the problem we have here? Yeah, that's what the error says. It's more, yeah, reading position, cannot read properties of undefined, reading position, where is this? Where is this? Oh, current waypoint, right, of course, yeah. Because at one point, there is no waypoint here, there is no current waypoint. Look at that. Because if we arrive to a position, right, because if we arrive to a position where there is no waypoint, yeah, there's nothing we can really do, is there? So, Let's see. So we can say that we actually want to move if we need to get out of, yeah, that's the thing here, right? We need to get out of move stage if we don't have any waypoints. But the thing is, we also need to kind of remove the enemies in some way then, you know? Probably not now, but hey, let's focus on this first. For safety, we say that if this the curve is it current waypoint? Yeah. So if we have a current waypoint, we will rotate. Okay, otherwise there's no point. Yeah, for now we'll just say that, okay? And that will work. At least it will move. But yeah, we may have an issue later. Yeah, okay. It's following the enemy. Perfect. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. For now. Let's try and Bistachiraj Adhiraj or Adhirai. Please let me know how that is. But welcome here. Thank you very much for joining us. Bist Adhiraj. I think it's Adhiraj, right? Adhiraj. Adhiraj. You let me know if I'm saying it right. Nice to have you with us, mate, here. Thank you very much for joining us. And you are the owner, maker of Rogue Engine. Yes, I am, mate. Yeah, I made Rogue Engine. Are you using Rogue Engine, mate? Nice, yeah, nice to have you with us there, beast. Little beast. Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, as always, I'm here to answer them. All right. So, we attack, we move. So we move forward, we rotate if we have a waypoint. You saw how we simply moved, right? It simply rotated. Now, one thing we want to do is now, yeah, we want to now. It should just stand there, and all enemies should like swarm together, like that, right? Because that's sort of what should be happening there. Yes, you're right. It says. Thank you very much. Yeah, let me know if I made a mistake there, because I think it's Beast Adirach. You let me know, Beast Adirach. Thank you very much. Thank you. I said it, I think I said it different ways there, so yeah, I'm kind of confused. Okay. Let's go with the current waypoint. That's okay for now. But we need to fix the origin. Because, okay, here's the thing, right? When we find the enemy, we should reset the origin. Right, so when we get a new enemy, we should set the new origin. And with that, we should set the new distance from origin to waypoint, right? The new distance thing here, right? Let's set this up here. Where we find the enemy, right? Where we find the enemy, origin is our current position, okay? And distance from origin to waypoint. And we say equals wait, well, I don't know, because this is not really a regular waypoint, is it? Should we do the whole, I don't know if we should do this here now. I'm pretty confused right now if we should do this or not. But the distance to the current waypoint, at least, this is something we need to set up 100%. To figure out if we need to move to the next waypoint or not, right? To say, oh, hey, you need to move to the next waypoint. But honestly, we never really need to move to the next waypoint with these things, do we? So I think I think maybe we kind of need to, probably never need this. Let's see. I mean, just setting up the origin to be us always, I think it's good. Sort of not to find a waypoint somewhere else at some point in time. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, I don't know. So if we have enemies, I think we should simply say if this dot enemies length greater than 0, we just return from here. You know, I don't know. So this would be engage mode, and this would be move mode. So now I don't know if we should use something like a proper engage mode. Well, it's crazy. Beast says, well, that's crazy how you build a gaming IDE rogue engine. It is a bit crazy, but I am a bit crazy. That's the thing, you know. I am a bit loose in the head, you know. So I just do crazy stuff. Crazy people do crazy stuff, and you know, and it's also free. So I am really crazy. So you can go there, download it, and use it, and play around with it. And yeah, and also live stream every Tuesday and Thursday, and you can come here and ask questions and do all that. And then we're also on Discord, and you can go to Discord and ask questions, and I'll answer them. And yeah, and all that, you know. And I think it's a cool community we have there. Yeah, you can tell that, you know, you have to be a little crazy to do this kind of shit. You have to be a little crazy, right? Because honestly, it's kind of painful, you know. It's a struggle. It's not easy, but yeah, you know, I enjoy it. I think I was, you know, I was probably born with the struggle thing, you know. So you know, you just have to do the hard stuff, because you know, why go easy, right? Why play life in easy mode, right? No, just play hard, right? Just why don't go work for Google or something? No, let's just build fucking Rogue Engine. Why not make? No, don't be a racist. Don't do all that shit. No, just build Rogue Engine. Oh my god. Yeah. That's the problem of being crazy, man. You know, it's just the problem. You know, it's a sickness. It's a sickness. Okay. But yeah, just leave me a like there. You know, leave me a like and subscribe there, and you know, that helps. That helps keep my crazy in line. Okay. So. Yeah, someone asked the other day, like, why is it that you sound so different in your all the videos? Well, it's because I was bitten. Yes, you know, was this through a like an AI filter or something? No, is this just a human filter? You know, just trying to be, you know, just trying to sound, I don't know, normal. But you know, it's just the crazy, can't hide the crazy so long, you know. So just be yourself in front of camera. Said, you know, I'll just happen and it'll be what it'll be, and people will either accept you or not for who you are. And here I am, naked. Ah, yes. Well, you know, I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about, naked, like spiritually naked. Here, right here in front of you. All right. So, hello, Chica. How's it going, Chica? Nice to have you with us here. Very, very nice. I remember the Chica thing now. I remember Chica being like uncle, like Tio. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. How's it going, Chica? Nice to have you with us here. All right. And thank you for commenting there. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you to everyone who comments in the chat and says hello. And, you know, and that really helps. It helps more than you think, you know. It really helps a lot. When people just say something, the YouTube algorithm and the Twitch algorithm, they go, oh, people like this, you know. It's really powerful. It's more powerful than you think, you know. They'll just saying something in the chat, and whoa, you know. But Chica can also be a nickname. All right, yeah. So it can be my nickname. I should be called. I should be bold script though. You know, it's bold. How is it bold? How do you say bold in language? How do you say bold? By the way, what is the language? It's just in any Balkan language. In any Balkan language, like how would you say bold in your specific language? Like if you would call someone like a nickname bold, how would you call them? That's an interesting one. Crazy bold man. So let's see. I like this. It's okay. I'm fine with this. I'm not a super fan, but it's okay. It's okay for now. This will have to do. For now, because all we want to do right now is to just engage with it and just go to the enemy like, you know, because we just want to go into attack range. Once we reach attack range, we just sit there and hit the enemy. So now the problem we're finding here is that the other minions, they are not really changing their waypoints. For some reason, they're not really, you know, they're not really doing this. They're not really finding the enemies. So, oh, maybe I'm thinking, no, we changed it. I think we changed it. I think we did. Did we? Did we change it? Did we make the collider, the engage trigger? Yeah, we made it. Collision events is sensor. Yeah. So what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why don't you work? So that's weird. Okay. Maybe we have a collision start already with this. Do we have a collision start with this already? I think the goal itself has its own collision start. So yeah, this has its own collision start. I don't think we have another own collision start on any other minion in any other way. I don't think so. Have we set up big collision start? Anyway here on collision, no. So we don't have any collision events in the that we're setting, you know, since we can set the collision start somewhere else, you know. By the way, we're streaming on both on Twitch and YouTube, you know. So, you know, if you have an account in both, you know, just go there and give me a like in one and then the, you know, a follow in the other and all that, you know. Just help me out there. It really helps. Thank you very much. That really helps. Yeah, and if you write a comment there, we can see you there. We know we can see you also here. You know, I can have you right. No, not there. No, there. Oh, there. Oh, I get confused. Right, left. Where even am I? Okay, so Chica saying Cello from Chelav. Look at that, cello, you know. So when it has the tilde on the C, is that to mark that it's a hard C, or is the C already hard by itself, like in Italian? Like that's how you would write cello in Italian, right? Like properly, that sounds cello in Italian, like a violoncello, something like that. Chelav. Look at that. And this says Beast says, I watched some of your live stream and the JS knowledge you hold is mind-blowing, and that's why I think why you are bald, because that need a lot of hard work and smart work. So what you're saying is that I lost all my hair to JavaScript. Should I sue the people? Should I sue the people who built JavaScript? You know, all the JavaScript people, I should sue them all for my hair. You know, pay me a trip to Turkey to get my hairline back. I'll do that. I'll sue them all. I'll sue them for my hair and for my mental health that I've lost. Yeah, that's a good one. I love that. The first thing, I like the hairline especially. I don't think I can get my mental health back, but probably the hairline. You know, there's always Turkey right there. You know, it's not that far away from the UK. You know, I can always go get it. You know, get a new strands of hair there. You know, set up. It's not that much. You know, it's not too much. I don't think it's that much that I need to add. Yeah. Just a bit of hair, you know. It's just weird from where they take it, you know. That's the thing. The where they take the other ones they put in your head, eh? That's the thing you have to ask yourself. Where are they taking the other hair? The follicles. The follicles. Where are they taking the follicles from? No, you will be thankful that they beard and mustache. Yeah. I'm thankful I have my own beard and mustache. Honestly, if they take it from my beard, they can't take it. They can't take my hair, my follicles from my beard. Oh no. Beard is more important than hair on your head. 100%. Remember, beard trumps hair on head. Always. Be bald and have a beard, rather than. Why am I saying? Do I even believe that? I don't know. Yeah, I think I do. It's good to question yourself every once in a while. Do I just believe this because it makes me feel good? Or do I just believe this because I really believe it? Let's just say I really believe it. And then I'll just cry myself to sleep and something like that. Okay. So, oh, they didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense now. Yeah, that makes more sense now. All right. So there's no other collider here. So what we're trying to figure out is if the little minions here, these ones are turning around and trying to attack our so our melee minions are not turning around and trying to fight our friendly minions. Why is that? Well, I think it is because the enemy minions have some waypoints there. They go crazy about them. They love their waypoints. So I think if you have them there like this, yeah, they'll fight. Yeah, look at that. It goes and fights, but the other one doesn't. What's the difference between these two? Like, there's no difference. I haven't added anything special to them. Okay, so this collider has no events. No. This collider has events. Yeah. I don't know. They're both dynamic bodies with mass of 1. One is an enemy and the other one's a friendly. That's the only difference. Literally. The only difference. There's no other difference. Literally. Oh. Chica's saying we have a C, like a thing there in the C. Okay. CH as in chair, okay, and a C with a tilde, right? There's like a little arrow on top of the C there, right? So that is the CH as chair, and then you have the C with the tilde. There is no real equivalent, but if closest, it DJ combination. Okay. Oh, so it's two different. Oh, okay. Pronounced together, but generalized, we pronounce it softer than the other one. So it's j and j, like j, like j. Oh, fuck, that's hard. I mean, in Spanish, we have B and V, and we pronounce them the same, and nobody knows what's written with what. You know? B and V, same thing in Spanish. In spoken Spanish. That's why sometimes I make that mistake in English. When I'm talking in English and I say something that goes with a B or with a V, I usually just use either one because I really don't know. I tend to confuse them. My head is, it's one of those details I just get lost around. Very, very hard. Happens also with the Greek. It probably happens to everyone English speaking as well. That the beta is looks like a B. So it's hard to figure out. Okay, you have to pronounce it like a V. Oh, you're Croatian. You're Croatian. Look, I work with some Croatians there. In Croatia, we have some problems, but only with diacritics. Okay, so that sounds like a hard language, though. Very hard language, but really cool. You know, I still have it in my bucket list to go to Croatia. I think nice beaches there, nice time there, and yeah, I had a chance to talk to some Croatians there while working in Italy, and brilliant people, absolutely brilliant people. Michael, absolutely brilliant. You know, yeah, love the whole thing though, and so many similarities as well with Uruguay being a few people, you know, but you really managed to pull off, you know, an incredible country with all, you know, with little resources. Always when I want to say, you know, like how things don't work in Uruguay, I look at Croatia thinking, you know, hey, they managed to make some things really, really work, you know, miraculously, even after a war in the 90s, you know, you would think it would fall apart, but no, you know, it's really, really impressive. Very, very impressive. How's it going, Rose Void? Nice to have you with us, mate. Nice to have you with us. Another guy with that beard, that massive, handsome beard. Look at that. Look at that beard there. I'm just looking at the screen there to see the beard. Ugh. How nice is that? How nice is that? That's how you wear it. That's how you wear it. So the C ch sounds and ch and DC, like the sounds DJ. Oh, DJ sounds DJ, and J mostly present in the dialects. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So you also have dialects like that. Oh my god. Written creations you won't find TJ and DJ. Oh my god. Yeah, right. So you'll just find the tildes, obviously, right? And so you have to figure it out. Holy fuck. That sounds very, very hard. That sounds very, very hard. But hey, I love languages. So, you know, probably before visiting Croatia, which I definitely will at some point. I will, because I, you know, have like pending. I will definitely get a little bit of language, at least a little bit of language. After learning Greek, it should be easy to kind of tackle a different language like that, you know, something very hard, very challenging, very different to anything I know. Okay, a little minion say, oh, you can't do this in your version, can you? You can't do this in your version. This is the new multi-select. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Hey. Oh, I broke it. I was playing around with it and I broke it. Look at that. Yeah, it's broken. It's broken because it's new, right? I'm building it. This is the development version, so you know you don't have that. I found it funny that you would see it here and you won't have it in yours, but it's cool, isn't it? You can see the things that are just coming out right now, very, very soon. As well as the programming, the no code stuff and all that. That'll be fun. To see how people use it, and yeah, build their little functions to set up stuff there. Oh, that'll be really cool. So looks a little like Scratch kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how many of you heard me talk about it at the beginning of the live stream, but I don't know. Rewind if you want. But okay. Focusing here, focus. Why isn't this guy pursuing this guy? Why is he just standing there passively waiting for the other minion to go and try and beat it? You know, it shouldn't be this way. It should be both of them just going and colliding with each other. You know, like, you know, battling. Yeah, that should be it. But no, they're not doing it. They're just, you know, standing there like, okay. Just fighting. Just here fighting. That's okay. It shouldn't be that way. No passivity here. We should just fight it out, you know. How do we make sure we fight it out? Okay. So how are we getting this current waypoint? They should come here and get these waypoints from here, right? So when we set the waypoints, we're setting it straight up like this. Right, we're setting it straight up like this. What I'm wondering is, are they actually getting, like, let me do this thing. Okay, let me try something out. What I'll do is I'll say if minion.type, no, not minion, sorry, if this.type equals enemy, okay, I'll say console log enemy collision. Okay, what I want here is to just have a collision from an enemy directly, right? So an enemy, let's say enemy radar. Okay, to sound very enemy radar. Okay, yeah, it sounds more professional. You know, it's enemy radar. Okay, you know, it's a health check from the enemy radar. Let's put it down here. See if it, you know, that it's actually finding stuff, because that's what we want. We just want to see if it's actually finding the enemy or not. Let's see if it logged anything. Did we log anything? Oh, we did have some errors here there, but was that before? That's not now, that right? That's not new. Let's check it out again. Oh, sorry. Start. Do we have a start here? Go. Oh, go. We set up the start log there. Okay. So it's not even getting there. Why isn't it getting there? It's not colliding. It's not doing anything. It's even colliding with something. Okay, let's see if it collides with something that is a sensor or not or anything, right? So we just want to check if it's the enemy collider that is working. Okay, so okay, the enemy collider thing is working. Okay, so it is detecting a collision of some kind. Now let's see if it's colliding with something that is not colliding with non-sensors. Let's see if it works there. Let's check it out. Okay, it is doing it, but we don't know where. Okay, but it is doing it. Yes, isn't it? Okay. We're fine. We should. So what isn't it working then? Who is it colliding with? Is it colliding with someone else? With itself? My God. It's crazy stuff. Let's see. Oh my God. Let's see this. We also have 7, Chica says, we also have 7 grammar cases for each noun. Oh my God. And 4 different past tenses. 2 different futures and 1 present for verbs. That's, wow. It's complicated. I forgot also 2 conditionals, 1 imperative and 1 optional. I get optional for verbs. And then we're fine specimens here in ex-Yugoslavia. Absolutely. Brilliant people. Or shall I grammatically correct? Southslavia. Look at that. I guess South Slavia. That's how you write it. South Slavia. Look at that. Interesting. So it's about south. Is that what it's saying? Or is it? I'm thinking if that's a translation of South Slavia, slaves to the south, something like that. Very interesting. But yeah, I think brilliant people there. Absolutely brilliant. The people I met, at least, were absolutely brilliant. So Maybe they were the good apples, you know, but also like everywhere, right? In sports, like, you know, football and all, you know, is being very, very good. And you know, yeah, in general, you know, basketball, in every sport, it seems like, you know, you have sports everywhere. And it's like everyone's sporty there, you know, and always excelling at everything with the least of chances, you know. You would say there's no place that would go, um, you know, that far with so few people. Nah, no way. It's just, they just have guts, you know. And Jug in Yugoslavia comes from jug, translated as south. Look at that. So it's pronounced jug like that, Yugoslavia, like Yugoslavia, like that, right? So I guess I think if I'm saying it correct, like Yugoslavia. Yeah, in Spanish we say Yugoslavia. In Uruguay we say Yugoslavia, because we pronounce all the Y's like that. We pronounce them like sh, like that. We have scheismo. It's called scheismo, and we say it like for everything. Like other places in Spanish, they say llorar. They say you know, pollo. They say like we say pollo, chorar. Is it Yugoslavia? Look at Yugoslavia. Natively, yug does not mean a thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, we have mentality. Do it or don't here. Very good. I like that mentality. Go full or go just go full at it or just go home. Yeah, brilliant mentality. That's the kind of mentality I like. Absolutely brilliant. I really have what's his name? This football player is probably my favorite football player. I forget his name all the time. Fucking hell, he's going to Milan now. He's going to Milan now. I'm like, why is he going to Milano now? He's 40 years old, 39 years old, and the guy's just going to Milano now. It's like it's just brilliant. How he's still moving. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant guy. I mean, one of probably the best players in the world. I always live in the shadow of other players. I don't know why. It's crazy because he's, to me, one of my most favorite players. 100%. You know who I'm talking about. I just, you know, the name just slips, but you know, he's going to Milan now apparently from Madrid. So it's like, to me, it's mind blowing. Modric, yes, Modric. What a player! What a player, Modric. Class, pure class, pure class. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm not a Madrid fan. But Modric, what a guy, what a class. And he looks like a nice lad as well. That's the thing. Like a really nice lad. Like a kind of lad you know, is very nice. Low profile, cool guy, you know. That's like this kind of, you know, a man, you know, this kind of, would you imagine a stoic man? Kind of like that. Very cool kind of figure. That's what I'm talking about, right? This stoic figure to me, right? Very cool. Last of his generation, indeed. I mean, he's still active, so it's probably going to last us all. Probably Modric going to be there. We're all going to die, and Modric's still going to be there. At this point, at this rate, I'm probably going to die before him. He's just, I mean, still going to be there. He's going to be 120 years old. I'm just going to be I'm going to be dead. Incredible. The guy's just insane. How good he is. But okay, so why isn't this stupid thing moving? Why isn't it changing? So the problem is that not coming in here. It's not coming in here, right? That's the problem. It's not coming inside of this thing. So when we say Let's log the name and see what's what. Is it ever colliding with the other ones? It's like it's always colliding with itself or something. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's see. Okay, so we see a collision with melee minion. There. Still weird. Still weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. Honestly, I'm like, what's going on? So on collision start, we are checking if it's an enemy. We know that we're colliding with something that is yeah, we know the minion we're colliding with. Let's see if we are ever, yeah, let's check that out. Let's check that out. If and minion dot type equals friendly. Okay. Yeah. Let's see that. Let's see that. Let's see if that's working there. Because that's what should happen there. But that's the crazy thing. It's not triggering anything. So it's never really even, no, it's not doing anything. So it's never really finding a friendly minion. Oh my god, why not? I mean, should we set up the collision events here? Maybe? Okay. Okay. So we set up collision events with the, oh, okay, with the ones we're colliding. This is strange anyway, right? Okay, let's test this. Yeah, okay, they're meeting each other now. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's get the melee minion there. And let's get the friendly minion here. Let's make them fight. Yeah, so these guys are fighting here. And now these guys should also come in here and... Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. That's what should happen. That's what should happen. We should go... packed up fighting. This is the proper way to fight, just last on top of each other, it's just last. I was reading the comments. I read last. Oh, Chica saying, you owe me a funny story from Spain. You tell me the story. You tell me the story. I want to hear it. I went to Spain once. I was in Spain in Malaga. Malaga. It's the only place in Spain I've been. Oh, my ancestors are from Spain, but very cool. Tell me the story, mate. Tell me the story. And thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for being there. As always, remember to leave a like, to follow, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps. Really helps. By the way, I didn't say anything. I didn't put it anywhere. I forgot to kind of do any posts or anything. I'm working so much in this thing with the Rogue engine that I forgot the with the no code and all the stuff I'm building. I forgot to add that we passed the 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So happy about that. Thank you so much everyone who's been subscribing and helping out. So happy about that, really. You know, it's been, you know, the last few subscribers have been really hard. You know, it's been you know, it seemed like the last 50 were the hardest to get, and finally reached 1,000. Now we only need to get to 4,000 hours of watch time. So hopefully if we get a lot of people coming into these live streams, hopefully we can get you know, some lots of, you know, watch time there, and YouTube will very much have no choice but to, you know, help our channel from then on. So yeah, that'll be really cool. That'll be really, really cool. So yeah, and they'll really help us grow and help, you know, the whole thing pick up, really. So thank you so much. And yeah, it's an honor to be here with you in any possible way. I always appreciate, and I very much appreciate you being here, and, you know, just spending your time with me. It's priceless. To me, it's priceless. Time is the one thing you can't get back, and spending it here with me, you know, and you know, whatever we're doing here, learning, you know, or just having some fun, friendly chat, that's, you know, to me, it's priceless, absolutely priceless. So thank you very much, really, seriously, thank you. I very much appreciate it. And oh, Chica's saying, here it is. Me and my nephew were in Spain, and we talking about his friend's wife's sister, and got summoned to court, and to explain why we call wife's sister swastika. What? So, really? But that happened for real. You were summoned to court to explain why you're talking about swastikas. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, that was called language barrier. Take it to the extreme, right? That's cool. That's cool. I remember what you said. Yeah, because you mentioned the swastika thing the last time you were here. But is this swastika or is this swastika? Because I know some languages have the V pronounced like ooh. So that's why I ask, you know. Imagine that. They just call you like, hey, what are you calling you? What are you calling them swastikas? Is that like a code name for you know, some kind of Ku Klux Klan thing you're building here, you know? Yeah, your Croatian KKK there. Incredible. My God, some people, yeah. I have my this happens a lot as well with the matter. People thinking that it's drugs, and, you know, that it's you're smoking, you're smoking pots or something like that, and they go, you know, they stop you there, you know, you go like, well, you're smoking there, you know. Everyone thinks it's marijuana or something. I don't know why. You know, it's like having you watch the Pope and everyone drinking this thing. What do you think? What's your problem? I mean, come on. I mean, Messi, the Pope, and I don't know, Luis Suarez. I don't know who else you need, because Uruguayans, I mean, we're just a few. There are not that many famous Uruguayans. But Argentinians drinking mate everywhere. Right? Argentinians are everywhere, literally. And you know, if they even drink it in Brazil, you won't find many Brazilians drinking it. But hey, they also drink it there. And we came back to Croatian, came to conclusion that we could have pulled, we were talking about Indian swastika, and we were near an Indian restaurant at the time. No, don't worry, mate. Don't forget about it. It's fine. But no, that's very funny. That's a very funny story. I think, yeah, I can't believe that's I can't believe that it happens, that this sort of thing happens. But what's crazy is that they would summon you to court for it. That's the crazy thing, because I think it's something you simply mention to someone and say, hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about swastikas for? Yeah. But hey, funny stuff. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, so we have our enemies fighting each other here. We finally got it working. Let's bring a round of applause here for me. Very good. You made it work. Thank you very much. You see how I debug this? I like that you saw how I debug this. Because you could see how debugging here works and how you can do different sorts of debugging techniques, to see things happen in real time very fast and see if things are triggering or not. I think that, that's a way to do things. I think it's an interesting way to kind of figure out if things are working. It's an interesting way for you to see what to do when things are not working. I think that's the value in this. So yeah, I think it's cool to be here, doing this. There's a lot of value to it, I think. But yeah, so we need attack animations, and we need to stop moving when we are in attack mode. So I think we should be usually moving, and when we are close enough to sort of, okay, so we are in attack range. Well, it's already doing this. This is already doing it. That's why it stops. Otherwise, it wouldn't stop. So this is okay. It's doing this. We know it's doing this because it stops. So usually when they stop, when they merge with each other, they're here. They are right here. So we should now create like the attack animation, all that stuff. We could make the attack range a bit bigger even. Yeah, let's make the attack animation. The attack range, sorry, yeah, the attack range. Say get attack range. Set attack range to 2. Here and here. Both of them. And see how it looks. Just to see how it looks. Yeah. We'll need to build something more concrete there, right? Because I think this is absolute BS. But that's even just goes beyond. What if we make it like 3? Is there a point in which they just stop moving so much? Let's see. There and here. Yeah, I think it's just moving fast and they just collide with each other like that. Just run into each other that way. Look at that. They all went for this one. This is the closest one. Yeah, right. So I think ultimately, yeah, we also need to we'll need to find a way to sort of separate them, kind of make them place each other in a different position or something. I don't know. Because I think that, yeah, they're probably moving too fast. That's also true. They're moving way too fast. Should probably make them move like I mean, we knew we were making them move very fast because on purpose, right? On purpose, because we wanted them to sort of to reach the destination, in a faster pace. But this is more or less how they should move. Yeah, they were moving way too fast, I think. And that was one of the problems. But now they are moving slower like this, right? What's with those minions? Were they more? Was that more minions? Or is it just me? Should be like 7. I feel like they're way more. Why are there like... I don't know, they're like 8. About 8, aren't they? 9. Oh no, there's an extra one. There's the one we had here. I don't know. Let's oh, maybe the spawn rate. Maybe this. Oh, they're moving slow, and the spawn rate maybe is a bit short. Maybe we can give it a... Right, let's put maybe 2. Let's spawn it 1 every 2 seconds and see how that works. They should start spawning like different... But this is a proper pace, I think, for the game itself. Right? This is a proper pace, right? This is a good pace. So that, they will move through the road and you get to shoot them and that, right? We just have to make them a bit less vulnerable to weapons, maybe. Yeah, but that's more interesting, I guess. I don't know. And if we give them some randomness, we should probably like set up the waypoints like as a template. Like these waypoints, I think, should be more like a template to the waypoints that we use, so that we can sort of select each one as a range. Like, okay, the first one, range around this. Second one, range around this. Like every one of them should be a range around it, right? So that the minions will all move like in sort of different directions. Like a little bit, they'll have like a bit of a shift between each other, so it will look more random. I think. So probably should just pick like a position within this range, and that way we can put more minions more together in a way. Say spawn them one very close to each other. Oh, Chica saying, long story short, we were talking about one swastika. Had to explain it was not all that one. And then came to conclusion we could have escape court summons if we were just said we were talking about third swastika. Okay, yeah. Shall name the situation language chess. Indeed. Yeah, it's complicated. Language is complicated. One thing in one language can be, an issue in one language is interpreted in one way, and in another language is interpreted in another way. Like I've heard some people. Some people get very surprised when they find out that the word for the color black in Spanish, right, is the word negro, right? It's just this color here, right? So they get, people sometimes find that out and go like, oh, this is very offensive. No, it's just a word for the color black, so that's the word. So there's a racial slurs that were created around that word in another language, and we're not to blame for that. I mean, no one's Spanish speaking world built that in that way. So some other language, okay, it's an issue, but in Spanish it isn't. Other things are issues, definitely. Other things there are other issues, but that's not one of them. But it usually happens. Some of these things get misinterpreted, and people get offended. But it's crazy that you were summoned to court. That's definitely one of the crazy things. That's the crazy part. You were summoned to court for it. It's incredible. Okay, we have some people there on YouTube. We have probably one person there on Twitch still. I mean, wow. The ride being there still on Twitch is crazy. So thank you very much, as always. Thank you very much for being there. Thank you very much for leaving a like. Thank you very much for subscribing and all that. Watching me drink mate here. Thank you very much. Okay. Checking the audio there, making sure it all works. So while I drink mate, I make myself productive, because that's how you have to do it, It's have to look like you're working. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's check out the I want to check out if the number there matches. I specifically downloaded a Twitch app to check if to see if where is it? I can search for apps, right? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I want to check if the number there that I have from Restream is the actual number. It says a different number. It says 2. Probably because I entered. Yeah, right. Probably that. I don't know. Well, it's my account. Does my own view count? Does my own view count on Twitch? If I'm watching my own stream on Twitch, does that count as a watch? says 2. So I don't know. But it's funny. It's funny. It's showing, I don't know. It's showing 2. And here I see 1. So it's probably just Chica there or someone else. Probably, I don't know if Boomer is there. But today it was Chica and Boomer. It was saying 1. So I really don't know as well. You know, and we knew there was Chica and Boomer there. So now it says 2 there. I don't know. It's very dodgy. This is very, very dodgy. I don't know. We're getting dodgy land here. Dodgy land. I really don't know what is true, what isn't. YouTube is showing 2 people as well. So we have about 4 people in total in this live stream. It's crazy. Not counting myself. Well, I should count myself to say we're 5. And I very, very much appreciate your presence here. Thank you for being there. And yeah, but we should okay. Now, normally I think through fighting we shouldn't have more than 2 or 3 minions backed up together, and mostly if you have like varying positions, they'll come through different angles by themselves, so we won't have the problem, I think, of enemies just packing up like that in the way we're seeing now. Also, we should be actually performing the attack. So as we perform the attack, to perform the attack, we should create weapons. Let's see how we create these weapons. Okay, the weapons should be, how do we create the weapons? We should make the weapons in a way that it makes it easy for us to get the weapon here in the minion itself, right? So we should check what the weapon is. The weapon could be a melee weapon, like in this case, a melee minion. So it's the weapon itself. It's just your fists, or it could be your legs or something, right? You're gonna be fighting someone. That's all we know. We know the weapon will add something on top of the minion API, and the minion will use the API of the weapon, right? So a standard API in the weapon component, right? In an API standard API weapon to produce an attack, right? So if you have a gun, right, the weapon will be a gun that extends from weapon as well, and that weapon will shoot when you get in attack range. So maybe the weapon itself will determine your attack range, right? So the attack range thing here, I don't know if it should be there, or if it should be maybe set by the weapon, by the current weapon in the minion, so that it's easy to fetch from all the places, right? Sometimes it's nice to have these little properties there that we know we can set them up in very easily, right? We can simply summon a minion and say, what's your attack range, right? Your current attack range. So probably it's like current attack range, not attack range, because it's not the attack range of the minion, but the attack range of your current weapon. Because you could have, for instance, an archer that has a long distance attack range, and then when enemies get in melee range, when it gets in melee range, it starts attacking melee, right? So it gets its word out and starts fighting. So that's a different weapon that you're taking out. So that's something I'm thinking about, right? So if an enemy comes to you and starts hitting you close range, do you become a close combat enemy? So would you have a melee weapon all the time, always? Or could you have a melee weapon? That's, I think that's the I think what we should consider there. We should probably sort of make our minions all have melee weapons and attack melee when someone gets in the way there, someone gets close to them, like close combat range, something like that. Yeah, so maybe a distance thing for the weapons themselves. So it could be I don't know if it should be a feature of minion or it should be a feature of weapons. That's something I don't know, but we should kind of figure that out. Bitaming Stacker, Nice to have you with us here, mate. Thank you for joining us. Howdy, all. Hope all is well. Sounds like good game design talk. It is great game design talk. I wish more people were here appreciating the good game design talk. I'm pulling them from the best of me out here. It's just pouring my game developer heart out here. Just for people. But there's like 4 people. I think there's 4 people, about 4 people here. All the people that are missing out on this wisdom. I mean, so much wisdom. Wisdom from a bald guy, it's all just out there in the open. My head, my skull is out there in the open for you. So many people are missing out. My open skull, incredible. Okay. Incredible. Maybe they're watching and say there's a bald guy there. Maybe I'm gonna wait. I have a choice, okay? I have a choice. Maybe if I put a bandana on. I put myself a bandana on. I have this black one. I think I never used the black one on live streams. Yeah, I never put myself black one. Have I? Have I ever put myself the black one there? No. I don't think I have. There you go. So they see bald guy wisdom. Sounds like a t-shirt. Yeah, and it's a really good t-shirt to put on. Whoa. Yeah. Put the bandana on. Look at that. Normal bald guy, is it? Do I have hair? Don't I have hair? What do I have? What do I have? What am I there? Right, yeah, right. There you go. Right. I think I have another hat here as well, right? I have this one too. This one too, right? The old one, and the old man one, and the pirate one. So yeah, you get the choice. Okay. Let's concentrate. Let's focus. Let's summon focus. Someone focus. Where are you, focus? Oh, this bandana feels so good on my head. It's probably, probably the best bandana. So I feel so nice. It's very, feels fresh, feels nice. Okay, the other one's a bit, starts to get, I don't know, sweaty, very, very sweaty. So, okay, we have enemies here. All right, so the point here is that weapons can be anything. Okay, so you can shoot with anything you want. You can the thing is just having a good sort of generic API for combat, right? So you can have like what matters. That's what matters the most. That's what really matters is what kind of what's the API for combat, right? And you have to decide how you change from one to the other, and we're trying, since we're building here a framework, we need to make sure that it's generic enough so that you can use it in a proper way for all sort of situations, for different sort of situations, right? You can always sort of modify it for your own purpose, but the point is, as much as I can make that, can help you turn this into more specific things that you need, then the better, right? So let's focus on that. Let's focus on making it as generic as possible. I think that's the appropriate way to make it to kind of make it here. All right, yeah. Don't forget to leave a like there, a subscribe there. I'm not bald anymore, so you have no excuses. There's no excuses. I'm not bald anymore. Head's covered, so now I live a like. There's no bowel discrimination now. There's no bowel discrimination happening. No. Okay. Let's figure this out. How do we do this? So should it be a property, the decision to switch from melee to, sorry, from long range to melee, should that be a decision made by the minion or by the weapon? So is the range a property of, because if the range is a property of the weapon, right? With that weapon, the minion maybe shouldn't even have a sensor. So does the minion have sensors because he has certain weapons? So is the sensor itself, the collider sensor, added as a feature of the weapon itself? What I mean is, say we add a weapon, say we have this minion here, right? And we add a melee weapon to this minion. Adding a melee weapon means we provide a range collider, or does the melee weapon come with a collider itself, right? And the collider is a property of that weapon. So if we add, say, and then another one, like say we add a long distance weapon, it says shoots a ray here from the center there, right? Say shoots something there, like pew. Imagine it does that, right? Some of these minions will shoot, others will fight close range. So if an enemy goes there close range and starts fighting them, they switch. Is it that the melee weapon takes precedence, and so when it gets in range, it goes, I have to fight melee now? Right? So that would mean that we're always using the last one that we are hitting with the sensor. Is it that? When we leave melee range, we can't keep hitting them, but we are in shooting range, so we start shooting, right? Because the enemy is escaping or something. And so if the enemy is close enough, right? Say we are in a, right? Because in this case, like in the I'm just gonna add another one here just for testing purposes, for demonstration purposes. So imagine this is my my attack range, right? Oh, okay, no, I'm an idiot. Right. I was saying collider, but it's not a collider, is it? It's not really a collider. It's a range thing. For us here, we just mind range as in distance. All we really care about is distance here. We don't really care about collision, do we? If, say, we were to fight someone, right, and they're, in a distance from us, they're in range from us, we would find them with our sensor collider, right? Where we find them is our eyes. We see them. So this is our eyes, right? This is we finding the enemy, seeing the enemy around us. So I'm being an idiot. This is we seeing, sensing the enemy, and then the range itself. Okay. So it is a property, the range itself is a property of the weapon. So since it is a property of the weapon, when we move in range of a certain weapon and we move out of range of a certain weapon, we're going to be switching, right, in the use of them both. Now, this means that, what does that mean for us here? Because we have enemies and we're setting up our enemies here, right? We're setting up who's the enemy and what they're doing, right? Because we have two options. We could make our enemies... Sorry, we could make our minions, the minion class itself, hold the weapons, like an array of weapons that it uses. So we always handle the weapons as an array of weapons, and we always check for range of attack for all of them, right? And we pick one somehow. We need some kind of, right? If it's through range, right? Say a melee weapon, we always use the melee weapon. We're close enough. right? Maybe we use so melee weapon maybe 0, and we say we default on 0 and something like that. And maybe 1 is a long range weapon and we fight with that long range weapon. We could do that. Or we could also, like, that would be like the minion using the minion as a controller of the weapons and all those things. But that will, of course, means that the minion is now very much attached to that API, to an API of weapons, which I'm not. I mean, I'm not against, because honestly, a minion, what a minion should do is it should move, it should attack, it should die, right? It should idle. So in a way, we're just giving the minion functions that I should have anyway, unless we have different things we think a minion should do. That, maybe, okay, the same minion is useful for many other things, but no, the minion is a character. And as a character, we also have the goal is a character, right? The place where we score, say, we decided it's a character because we may want to destroy the goal, right? We may want to do other things other than just reaching the goal. So, yeah, that may be an important thing to figure out. So, hey, not a bad idea there. Yeah, let's figure that out. What do you say we figure that out? Okay. How many people do we have here? There's nobody there. Who's there? Hello. Yeah, because I will leave. I could leave. I usually can leave around 9:30 and it's fine. But yeah, since there's nobody there, I think I may just leave now and that's it. Yeah, because otherwise I will sit here now and start building something from ground up with nobody there. It feels like, I don't know. Because now we need to build a weapon system. So while we're building the weapon system, only the basic of the weapon systems, with nobody there, it feels like a waste. I don't know. So yeah, let's do that. Let's program this well for Tuesday, okay? On Tuesday we'll make the weapon system. We'll actually build a really cool weapon system that takes care of handling all of the different approaches of how to handle weapons, right? Because we need to be able to fight enemies in different ways, and we need to be able to sort of select the way we choose our weapons. We could just let our weapons handle themselves. That's another choice. That's another option as well. Like, we could have the algorithm could just be the weapons themselves, right? The weapons themselves saying, okay, I am shooting now and I am doing this. Maybe you could have 3 different weapons shooting at the same time. Why not? Right? So saying, hey, I am the weapon now, and just selecting themselves as weapons that are doing things. And maybe the minion doesn't know about the weapons. Maybe the minion is just, okay, attack, and the weapons are checking the state saying, oh, it's attacking, so they attack. That's another option, because we have all these options now. So we have to figure out what's best for this particular thing. We should probably have still a reference to the weapons, to the weapons present in the minion. I think that will be interesting. That will be useful. We may need to figure out how we do that. But I think that's a useful thing that we should probably look into doing that. But yes, we'll do that on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, as always. I think Tuesdays I usually have more people, but we haven't had much luck. Last Tuesday was pretty bad, pretty bleak. And I never really know when it's going to be a good day, when it's not going to be a good day. Some days are really, really good. Some days are like, what am I even doing here? Yeah, it's rough. It's weird. It's rough. But I very much enjoy doing these sessions. I think it's useful. I think it's nice. I never know how long I should take with these sessions. I feel like if I make them too long, some people are going to miss out on a lot of it, because some people come in and out. Sometimes they yeah, I think having shorter sessions is a good thing, but I don't know. Some people have told me it's too long when I've done like 4 hours or 3 hours. So I don't know if going above with 3 hours is a good thing. Never. And yeah, I started about 7:30, and it's yeah, and it's 9:15, 9:16. So it's, yeah, it's not bad, is it? Uh, it's not bad, I think. So all right, I think I'll leave it here. Um, I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to think about the things we talked about. I will think about the things we talked about. I will ponder on these issues because I think it's something we need to ponder on a bit. So it's also useful for that. This time that we'll have to think about the game design, how we want to build this game, how we want to make the weapons more generic, less generic. And I'll come back with more wisdom. I'll come back with proper wisdom, proper bold wisdom. I'll actually, just take this out, and just have my wisdom all out in the open for you. And I'll come back to you and I'll give you my crazy take on how we should make this a proper platform that you can use to make any sort of tower defense RTS game, something like that. Again, thank you so much for everyone who liked the video, for everyone who commented, for everyone who was there. I am so glad, so thankful for everyone who's always there in the streams. People who I know people come and go, but I'm always grateful for the company and for everyone joining in and talking. The chat is very important. The chat is very, very important. The chat is my connection to you. Honestly, it's the way I know what's going on. So having your input there, it means a lot to me. It really gives me the possibility to understand if what I'm doing is being engaging at all or not. So to me, it's so special. It's thank you very, very much. All right. So one last thing we're going to do. I would like to. Last time I raided someone. Let's see if we have someone we can raid. I'll see if I can open Chrome with this thing here. Now that I have more RAM, I may be able to open Chrome. If you don't mind me raiding someone, please stay there for a bit so we can raid someone, because I've been raided a few times. And I've raided someone like a couple of times maybe. I don't exactly know how to raid, but I would very much like to give back a bit. I think you have to do that, and raid some people. Why? Oh, I'm getting, Vitamink. Here's the thing. Well, Vitamink, I think I'm. Oh, yeah, right. Here are your messages. Okay. I'll look up the stream today, but cool as usual. Can't wait until I raid people too. Oh, okay, so you were just sending the message. Okay, I'm seeing the delay now. Oh, none of my friends are streaming now. Okay. That's a shame. Let's raid someone. Okay, we have 4. We're a party of 4. Let's raid someone on Twitch. Okay, you 2 people, you won't see it, but hey, let's give some love back. And I don't know, I don't even know who am I going to raid, but let's come here. I need to kind of practice the raiding because I don't know how to do it. So I have to come here to Stream Manager, and it says here raid channel, and we'll see who are we raiding. Oh, this is in German. Oh no, you don't understand anything. I play unless you're all German. Unless everyone here on my Twitch is German. No. So let's look at some categories here. Yeah, same category. Let's look. Someone who has very few viewers or something, you know. When I go to someone who's, you know, struggling with views, probably. Let's see, 9 viewers, 2 viewers. Let's see. UE5 multiplayer. We have let's see. Someone's building a rogue slime. I don't know what rogue slime is. I'm just gonna send you there because it sounds interesting. Okay. Yeah. This guy's building something cool, I guess. I don't know. Looks cool. Oh, but it's in Spanish. Oh, it's in Spanish. It's in Spanish. I'm sorry. Ah, that would have been fun. But it looked very fun. But hey, it was in Spanish. Okay. Oh my God. This is hard. It's hard to find someone to raid right now, eh? Let's see. People vibe coding. Oh my God. There's a bunch of people vibe coding. Oh, no, you're not streaming right now. That's a shame, man. Otherwise, I would raid your channel. You would raid your own channel. Imagine yourself raiding your own channel. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Let me see. Let's raid a channel. Okay, let's raid a channel. Let's raid a channel right now. Any channel. Okay. A channel with few views, something interesting, same category. And it's still in a 2D game here, apparently. This one's building a interesting texture viewer thumbnails to something interesting. And then we have let's see, someone building. This guy's building a multiplayer warehouse simulator in UE5. You interested in UE5? Is that okay? I'll send you to, because I can't see anything 3.js. I would like to see something related to 3.js, but no. No, it's nobody doing 3.js. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's anyone doing 3.js. So, yeah, I'll just raid this guy, you know. I don't know. Multiplayer warehouse thing. Yeah, let's raid this guy. Let's raid this guy, okay? All right. Bye-bye, Twitch. Bye-bye. We're raiding. We're starting a raid. Have a nice day. Have a nice raid. Raid now. There you go.
Beardscript, the party.
All right, if people on YouTube still watching here, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.